Welcome to the Blind Justice Podcast, where you discover the insider secrets of injury and accident cases, and all of your law questions get answered. Now, here's your host, Chicago injury lawyer, Scott DeSalvo.
Hey guys, it's your favorite Chicago slip and fall lawyer, Scott DeSalvo.
Scott DeSalvo.
So welcome to the Blind Justice Podcast, where, if you've listened before, you know that we answer questions and provide awesome information for people who have hurt, but maybe aren't ready to talk to a lawyer or are just interested in injury law and want to learn something about it.
Yeah, we'll take you to that next level.
Oh, and I forgot to introduce you.
Oh, Amelia Finnefrock.
This is Amelia Finnefrock.
Yes.
She really, if it weren't for Amelia, first of all, she's very engaging.
Oh, my God.
Second of all, she's very intelligent. Third of all, if she wasn't here, it would just be me in a room talking to myself.
Here's that $20 bill.
Which I do. Lawyers cannot accept bribes. I'll accept your $20 as a retainer.
Yes.
Now that I represent you, perhaps we should turn off the podcast so that we can.
Yes.
I mean, it's got to be secret.
Exactly. Yeah, we can't have a third party listening in.
That would be so weird.
See you later.
So we got sort of an interesting question today. I do lots and lots of slip and fall and Chicago trip and fall cases. It's just something
Very
that
common, right?
Well, I mean, especially in winter, but also in other times. Like, there's tons of people who fall. Sometimes it's a case that you can get money on for people. You can recover, but they're actually pretty complicated cases, and sometimes you can get money on them. I've become pretty good at analyzing the cases and assembling the evidence. They're more complex than people think, so...
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now, has anyone ever argued, like, let's say you're representing someone for a slip and fall case, has the defense ever argued, like, they're just really clumsy?
Oh, dude, all
Really?
of the time.
That is how do you prove something like that?
There's lots of different ways to address it, but they always say your client wasn't paying attention, they have a medical condition that makes them prone to fall, or they're just clumsy and it's their own fault. In every case.
Wow.
That's what they try and develop.
It just sounds lazy. Like, you can't function. Like,
yeah, you'd be surprised.
Crazy.
You'd be surprised.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
in Illinois, jury verdicts have to be unanimous, and there's 12 jurors, right? So 12 jurors, all you got to do is find one person who says, no way, no how am I giving this person money. Right? And then you have a big problem.
Does this mean I don't have to be ever on a juror? I could just say, like, I'm on a injury law podcast. I can't. Like,
no, I think you should get on every jury you can.
Yeah.
Because I'm explaining how hard it is to recover for injured people.
Absolutely.
And and I think you'd be fair.
Oh, yeah.
I just wish more people knew that these cases aren't just... You hear the term lawsuit lottery, and it's like if you only knew how hard these cases were to get money on.
I will say I've learned so much from this podcast, and I'm saying this earnestly. Like, I'm not sucking up, I promise. I have friends who've been in situations, and I'm like, that's definitely a case. And
yeah, at least talk to somebody. Free consultation, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's stop horsing around and get to the question.
Yeah, put the hay away. Okay, the question. I have a question for the Chicago slip and fall lawyer. I fell at a restaurant. We were being taken to our table, and there was a table in the hallway with water pitchers filled with water, and as I was passing it, I slipped and fell. After I fell, I noticed that there was water all over the floor next to the table with the water pitchers. I think that the waitress and waitresses fill water glasses there, and they spilled on the floor. Anyway, all I want is for them to pay my emergency room bill and doctor visits, but they will not call me back. Is this a slip and fall case, or am I out of luck?
Yeah, so just like we were talking before, unfortunately, in a slip and fall case, they know that your chance to file a lawsuit and win without a lawyer is zero, basically, because of slip and fall cases are so complicated. There's like zero chance, in my opinion, of a lay person doing it themselves, or very low chance, right? And so as a result of that, remember what we talk about on a lot of these podcasts, fear is what motivates insurance companies. Do they think you can go to court and win? And if the answer is yes, they'll pay some money, right? So definitely talk to a lawyer because these are not easy cases.
No.
To me, it definitely sounds like a case.
It does, absolutely.
Anytime you have a business and the business operation creates the thing that makes you fall, it's a pretty good case.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is actually what we would call a circumstantial evidence case, right? So direct evidence would be, I saw the waitress spill water there, and then I slipped and fell on it.
Right.
That would be direct evidence. Or we obtained documents from the company in discovery if the case went into litigation, and there was like a incident report where somebody admitted, I spilled water on the floor approximately 5 minutes before this lady walked through it.
Sure.
That's direct evidence of negligence, right?
Yeah.
But here it sounds like we have a circumstantial case, and circumstantial cases are perfectly fine. You can prove circumstantial cases all the time. Even in the jury instructions, I think it's still in there. There's like a jury instruction on what circumstantial evidence is.
Really?
So if somebody comes into the house and they're carrying an umbrella, and they're wet, and their umbrella's wet, and their shoes are wet, but you can't see outside, you can properly conclude that it is probably raining outside.
Sure, right.
You don't. Direct evidence would be you go outside and see the rain.
I see.
But circumstantial evidence is the guy comes in with a wet umbrella and he's wet and his shoes are wet.
Context clues, yes.
It must right. So that's circumstantial evidence. So that's what I think we have here. So it's a Chicago slip and fall case at a business where the circumstantial evidence is, look, you've got water pitchers. What do they use water pitchers for at a restaurant? So, to put water in glasses,
put water
right?
in glasses.
And if there's water on the floor near the table with the water pitchers...
I mean, you could, infer that something...
Yeah, so I think it's a decent circumstantial case exactly the way it is. We could always try to develop additional evidence. So...
also, the fact that the restaurant didn't at least return our call and say, "Hey, that I'm sorry, like that sucks." That would to me be a red flag.
So
I just don't want to deal with it.
No, right, for sure. And here's the funny thing: like a certain percentage of people, even if they have a valid claim, if you put any hurdle in front of them, they won't make the effort, right? So if you just don't call them back, a certain percentage of people they technically should owe money to, they're not going to have to pay. They save money, right? So, or their insurance company does, let's face it.
Right.
So, I mean, to me it sounds like a case, and I would urge you to call somebody about your fall down case. I mean, you slip and fall in water and you get an injury. It sounds like she has an emergency room and some doctor visits. We don't know what the injury is, but she shouldn't have to incur those, pay those bills when it wasn't really her fault.
Not at all.
And remember, you can get your medical bills paid and also money for lost wages if you lose time from work. And also, you can get pain and suffering money, and if you have some permanent problem, you get money for that too, at least in front of a jury. Ugh. So it can be financially worth your while to do it. And, lawyers give free consultations, so why not make a call?
Just try.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I would do.
I don't have much else to say about this one, Amelia. I mean, it sounds like a case. I hope she calls somebody.
No, I hope so too. And if she needs a suggestion, I have someone who's perfect. Scott DeSalvo.
Oh, I thought you were going to say somebody else, and I was going to get so mad at you. I've been so betrayed by my co-host.
Yeah, I did that the last time, but I've shaped up. Well, you're my lawyer now. I paid you that $20, right?
That is true. I have your retainer. Well, folks, thanks for listening, and stay tuned. And if you need help, give me a holler. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening. I truly hope that the information in the podcast helps you no matter the situation you find yourself in. But you might need more answers or some more direct help. So there are 3 ways for you easily to find out more and to get help. If you call my toll-free 24-hour helpline, 888-HURT-318, you'll have a couple of options. 888-HURT-318 is my toll-free 24-hour telephone line. You can call that number and speak with my team night or day. First, you can call 888-HURT-318, and you can speak to me for a free consultation about your case or situation. That's always free and no obligation. Second, you can tell the operator that you'd like a free copy of my injury DVD and book. I created the DVD and book, and I give it away for free to injured people who need answers, but who might not be ready to talk to a lawyer yet. Same deal, 100% free, 100% no obligation information. Third and finally, you can check out my YouTube channel for informative videos about the injury case and claims process, or check out my other podcasts for more information and interesting interviews with people who know different things about various aspects of the law. I've put all of this together to help you and to answer your questions. Now, you can also help me, and I hope that you will. If you enjoyed the podcast and if it helped you at all, please subscribe, and if you can, take a minute and please post a positive review of the show. If you're listening to the podcast on YouTube, like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you know anyone who might enjoy the podcast, please spread the word and share it on Facebook. It's my mission to spread good information to as many people as possible, and your liking and reviewing and subscribing to the podcast helps me get the word out. Thanks again. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It doesn't substitute for consulting with a lawyer. If you have a case, speak with a lawyer right away.